doorbell woke me up at night. I think, who can't sleep at 3 o'clock? Went to open. It turned out to be a friend of mine who lives in a neighboring house. She was covered in tears, barefoot, wearing only pajamas, and slurping something indistinctly. It probably happened that I poured her hot tea, gave her a sedative, warm blanket, and began to ask questions. Nadia calmed down a little and could speak normally. I came late at night from my sister. My husband is already sleeping on the bed, facing the wall, wearing a blanket with his head. I think I won't wake you up. I'll lie down quietly. Then I woke up. My mobile phone called. I thought that my mother, she was in the hospital. Maybe she felt bad and wanted to say goodbye. The mobile phone was lying on the nightstand in the corridor, so I had to get up. I pick up the phone, and this is my husband. He says that he has left with a friend and will arrive tomorrow. I was doused with heat from head to toe. I hear the bed creaking, as if someone was getting up. I quickly opened the door and rushed towards you. What it was, she started crying again, and I was seriously scared. Maybe you thought, tired of coming home, she did. No, I even hugged him when I went to bed. Do you want me to go see you and check? No, don't. Can I stay with you? Sure, I'll bed you on the couch. I couldn't sleep for a long time. I thought, who could it be? But still, it seemed to me that her husband was kidding her. In the morning, Nadia's phone rang. My husband called and asked where she was hanging around while he was gone. I went with Nadia. When we entered her apartment, everything was turned upside down. Things are scattered around the apartment. My husband also came asking questions about what Nadia was doing in my pajamas at night, and what we were doing there. They said that I threw a party and invited her to. He wouldn't believe that chill about the unknown in bed. He was also indignant at why Nadia hung up, and then she dialed it herself, laughed, and hissed into the phone. Tonight my husband did not go anywhere, and Nadia herself was the first to go to bed to fall asleep as soon as possible. A week has passed, and then in the morning Nadia appears on my doorstep. Killed. Who was killed? Husband. So tell. Tonight, my husband's scream from the kitchen woke me up. He shouted, "No need, go away." Lord help, I didn't dare go to him. I was scared. I hid in another room. I hear dishes beating, growling, my husband screaming. I call the police. Then everything calmed down. I knocked down and looked into the gap under the door. It was not small, with 2.5 centimeters somewhere. I see, my legs are black, but human. My husband's body stretches across the floor, leaving a bloody trail. It can be seen that the intestines were extended outward. He drags him into the bedroom. It is just opposite the room. I lock the doors, jump onto the sofa, and I'm not sitting moving. The doorbell rang. The police arrived. I hear it go to the door and growl. I scream. I call for help. As a result, they knocked down the doors. I left the room horrified by what had happened. The police took me to the police station and interrogated me there. They thought about the thief, but I know that these are not thieves. Let's call the priest. So the apartment is consecrated. Crosses, icons everywhere. Let's install the camera. As I understand it, it does not appear during the day. I went to her house, installed a camera in the shape of a bear toy. The next morning I took the camera and I sat down to watch. At first everything was calm for about 2 hours. Then something began to come out from under the bed. Black, incomprehensible, eyes glow, white face. In short, just like in horror films. I felt a little scared, and Nadia was also going on a hike. It approached the camera and smiled, apparently knowing about it, and then the filming ended. Nadia is hysterical. She had to calm her down with cognac until she fell asleep. We decided to watch the video again. The film ended at the most interesting, but resumed 5 seconds later. I didn't have time to turn it off. I see, it walks back and forth around the room, stops, looks at the camera, smiles terribly, and twirls its head. I was scared crazy. A vile thought flashed through my head. Go to visit her brother in another city. and leave Nadia a note like an urgent business trip. I had a very bad feeling. I packed my things quickly. Before leaving, I installed a camera, just in case, then went to the station and bought the nearest train ticket to my brother. We sit and drink to meet my brother. Then Nadia calls me, so quiet. Hello, where are you? What kind of business trip? Urgent, sorry to leave one, but I'd have been fired if I hadn't gone. Calm down, stay with me for now. Okay. You know how scared I am? How could you leave me alone? Well, you know, I'm not your babysitter. I have my own life. I'm sick of your hysteria. Maybe you killed your husband yourself, and then you came up with all this heresy. Go to bed. Stupid neurasthenic. You need to drink less. Nadia angered me. I'm no one. I once studied together and didn't even really communicate. I didn't even believe in the video. I thought it was an edit. Well, at night, while I was sleeping, I returned to my place and edited it. In general, I called work and took a vacation for 2 weeks. When I arrived home, I saw the police. The corpse was being taken out. What happened here? Are you the owner of apartment number 17? Yes. Female found in your apartment. And neighbors began to complain about the smell. It stinks for 2 weeks. And there's a corpse there. Suicide most likely. What have I done? I felt guilty. I remembered about the camera. Went home, took it, and went to the cafe. I didn't want to stay alone. Started watching. The recording shows a video message from Nadia. I can't do that anymore. I hear it coming after me. It will kill me. And the case with the seance is to blame for everything. I didn't want to tell you, but we called the priest immediately after the session. While drunk, they wanted to call spirits. They called themselves. My last request, go to my mother at hospital number 48. Goodbye. Comma. I went to her mother that same day. I didn't say anything. I lied that she was working. Later I left that apartment and deleted the recording. Perhaps if I had stayed then, it would have killed me too.